Good evening everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Rameez and I am a filmmaker and a film critic, and today's film is High Rise.
What have you got there?
A kaleidoscope?
What can you see through that thing?
The future.
High Rise is a film starring Tom Hiddleston, and it takes place in, well, a high-rise. The film is about a massive building which slowly morphs into a microcosm of society. Poor people live on the bottom, middle-class people live in the middle, and the rich white people live up top. Now, before I get into the problems with this film, let me just say this. There's nothing really wrong with this film. If you haven't seen the film Snowpiercer and Titanic, both films used a structure as a separator of society. In Snowpiercer, it was a train, and in Titanic, it was the ship, of course. So if you've seen those two films, you can kind of predict what's going to happen in this film as well. Tom Hiddleston plays a doctor, Dr. Lang, who just moved into the high-rise, and in the high-rise building, all the amenities one could desire are there. A tennis court, a squash court, an inbuilt supermarket. So slowly, everyone living in the high-rise gets more attached to the building and more detached to their social life outside of the building. Tom Hiddleston, man. Personally, I want this guy to be the next James Bond. This guy is incredibly good looking and an incredible actor. And this film seems like an audition of some sort for the James Bond role in my eyes. He's stern, he's smart, and steps in to stop aggression a lot. A perfect character to focus the story on, and the perfect actor as well. Alongside Tom Hiddleston, we have Luke Evans, who is another great actor. I was watching The Fast and the Furious 6 a couple days ago. He was really good in that as well. And the great Jeremy Irons accompany him. My problems with this film aren't necessarily with the story, but they are with the filmmaking, mainly the editing and the cinematography. This film is way too long, first of all, an hour and 58 minutes. And every scene starts off really slow. They over-establish their locations. You're not making Alien. It's just a building. You're not establishing space. You're just establishing a building. I get it. I have seen the swimming pool before. You do not need to re-establish that. It does that a bit too much. And as I said earlier, the scenes take a while to get rolling. The cinematography problem I had, you know how I said they establish everything via editing? They don't bother to do that with the cinematography, as everything's in a medium shot and close-up. We don't get to see the surroundings that these people are standing in. And this is a film about people getting attached to a structure. This film needed wide shots, a lot of them, to see people interacting with each other in the same frame. I like the tone of the film a lot, and I really like the climax as well. It reminds me of one of my favorite games, Spec Ops: The Line. The set design is friggin' beautiful, especially the supermarket and Jeremy Irons' lair up top. The building, the high-rise itself, feels real, which is a good thing, but 90% of the film takes place in that high-rise. And that is possibly the only story problem I have with this film. This film is about a group of people getting detached from their social life, correct? We see Tom Hiddleston and the cast of characters get detached, but we don't experience them getting detached in this film, which feels really fake to me. There are no scenes of them in the outside world, say at their jobs. This film needed scenes of people, of characters, wanting to rush back to their building, wanting to rush back to the high-rise, you know, happy and all that stuff. Just dying, aching to get back there. It doesn't have any scenes like that. And since scenes like those are missing, it really makes the building kind of fake when it comes to an emotional attachment. The building physically feels real. It's well established, but emotionally, there's a disconnect. And quite honestly, it's rather boring when everything starts to go crazy. The crazy element is subdued. I mean, why not go all out and make, I don't know, everyone a cannibal when the food runs out? I guess that's not 100%, faithful to the adaptation, but then again, I haven't read the book. And it has the same issue I had with a recent film, a really good film that I saw called The Lobster. After the hour mark, it starts to run out of ideas, out of steam. My recommendation, see something that has a lot of steam in the film and in the story, Snowpiercer. So my final rating for High Rise is a disappointing 2.5 out of 5. Other than the acting, do not see this film. Thank you so much for watching, people. It really means a lot. And hit that free subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, of course. Until next time, I will be seeing you again. Until then, remember to love yourselves.